How are you?
Hi. You want thoughts on animal abuse?
Yeah, well, I normally ask people 2 or 3 questions and see what they say to that. Would you be cool with that?
Aye.
Okay, what's your name first of all?
My name's Pam.
My name's Cliff. Pleased to meet you. Thanks for stopping. So, first of all, what are your thoughts on animals? What do you think of animals?
I think animals deserve to be treated just exactly the way we would treat human beings. We should, we treat animals, they're defenceless. They can't speak up for themselves, so it's up to us to speak up for them.
You sound like me. I totally agree with you. So, animal abuse, or people who abuse animals, what's your thoughts on that?
I think they should be locked up. Or preferably, what I would love to see is judges having a bit more right to be a bit more creative maybe in their sentencing. Okay. So I always say, because I would say, if people think to be cruel to animals, right, let's, go maybe put them in a very small, closed, confined space with maybe half a dozen nice police dogs and just see how brave they might be then.
I wouldn't disagree with you. I'm not pro-violence, but people who abuse animals, I don't really want to share the planet with people like that. So,
but just say, let's see how brave they might be when consider some of those kind of animals.
I agree with you. So, third question would be, what would you qualify as abuse? How would you best describe abuse?
I suppose whether it's sort of physical abuse, whether beating a dog or other animal, defenceless animal, starving them, you find them with basic, shelter, warmth, and then most of it not providing them with kind of genuine love and care and affection, because animals at the end of the day are loyal to you. So Can
I tell you how I classify it, and then you tell me if you agree or not? Causing unnecessary harm, whether mental or physical, to another animal.
It's not just about making sure that they're physically okay and saying, you wouldn't hit a dog or mistreat them or whatever, but you've also got to, make sure the dog's happy and contented as well, and look after them.
I agree with you 100%. Right, fourth question I always ask people is a little bit trickier. I'm not trying to catch you out, and I used to be part of this myself, so what do you think, and just be honest, of the animals that we take into slaughterhouses, that we hang upside down, we shoot them in the head, we stab them in the throat? What's your thoughts on that?
I think, yes, there are animals that are reared for food, and I think, you can't get away from that. I think there is a humane way to treat animals that are part of the food chain as well, and whether that's,
Well, the way I think about that is, and again, no judgment, because I paid for it for a long time, I haven't eaten an animal product since I was 19 years old, right? I'm 56 now.
Yeah.
So there is no, if you take away, I think most people believe, like I did for a long time, and you probably believe, that you have to eat animal products to be healthy and survive.
No, I'm not saying you do. Yeah. No, I'm not saying you do. I know plenty of people who live very happy vegetarian diets or vegan diets. But I also think, there are animals that are part of the food chain that are sort of bred to be, as food, and, you still have to treat them in a compassionate and humane way. And
I agree. So I have 2 questions for you. What, if you take away the necessity, so there's no necessity to eat animal products to survive and thrive, well then what would be the justification?
There's no real justification for it, but say there are animals that are bred to be part of the food chain. So, I've never been tempted towards, a vegetarian or vegan diet,
Well, the way I think about it is, if somebody was kicking a puppy here now, you'd be hacked off, and so would I, and you'd probably do something about it, right? Yeah. So what's the difference between somebody kicking a puppy for fun and somebody putting a 6-month-old pig in a gas chamber just so somebody can eat a pork sausage?
The pigs are being bred as part of the food chain. They're they're being bred there, to provide food, and I can draw a distinction there,
Yeah, well, say I was breeding dogs for food, like they do in some Asian countries. Would you be okay with that as well, because they're bred for that purpose?
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't agree with dogs and other animals that are used as domestic pets being bred for food.
What difference do you see?
Because at the end of the day, dogs were never really. Dogs were sort of bred as or be developed as domestic pets. Very few people have cows or pigs or sheep as domestic pets. You know.
Yeah, but what if you're looking at it from a human point of view? But if you look at it from the animal point of view, from the victim's perspective,
you're coming from, but
what difference do you see?
Persuade me
what difference?
to have a vegetarian or vegan diet. You know?
Yeah, well, vegan's not a diet, by the way. It's a philosophy. It's not a diet.
You know, I'm not going to.
But if you're against animal abuse, well then why?
I'm not going to get involved in this whole debate about you know.
But that means you're pro-animal abuse, then.
Oh, I'm not. I know. I'm just. You're.
Well, there you go, guys. A person who claims to be against animal abuse, but when you bring up the inconsistency in their argument, she quite clearly could see that her position was untenable, and instead of having a conversation, she just walks away. So yeah. All of the conversations we have can't always be successful, but at the same time, I'm super glad she stopped, and I'm super glad that I pointed out her hypocrisy. She bailed out, and there we go. She might think about it later. But anyway, thanks, guys.
I think animals deserve to be treated just exactly the way we would treat human beings. We should, we treat animals, they're defenseless. They can't speak up for themselves, so it's up to us to speak up for them.